Imagine you're on top of your game today. Your to-do list is ready, your alarms are set, and you're fired up to be productive. But as you get started, something strange happens. You're working, but it feels like you're drowning actually. Every app, every checklist, every time block is meant to keep you on track, right? But instead, they're piling up, making you feel like there is never enough time. We live in a world that's obsessed with productivity. But what if I told you that this obsession is actually making us less productive? To understand why, we have to look at where our obsession with productivity even began. So, in the 18th century, during the Industrial Revolution, productivity was all about output. It was a metric that helped factories measure how much work was being done and how fast. People's lives were structured around maximizing every single hour of work. And while this made sense in an industrial setting back then, yes, but over time, we started applying this mentality to our personal lives too. Think about it. Today, we are bombarded with productivity hacks, morning routines, and tools that promise to help us work faster, better, and smarter. But these are often designed with the same industrial mindset, one that measures worth in outputs rather than experiences. And here's where things start to get tricky. Productivity culture today isn't just about doing things faster, it's about doing everything. We have created this illusion that if we are not checking off every box, then we're falling behind. This is what psychologists call the paradox of choice. Studies by researchers like Barry Schwartz show that having too many choices leads to decision fatigue, and decision fatigue in turn makes us less productive. Think about the last time you opened Netflix and couldn't decide what to watch. You spent so long trying to pick something that you barely had time left to actually watch it. The same thing happens when we have too many productivity tools, alright? Instead of focusing on work, we spend the time managing our tools. According to Schwartz, this decision fatigue isn't just about time. It affects our energy too. The more time we spend deciding on what to do, the less energy we have for actually doing it. Here's another paradox, okay? The more we try to optimize our lives, the more exhausting it becomes. Studies show that over-optimization can lead to burnout. A Harvard study found that people who constantly track every detail of their day tend to feel emotionally drained. Why? Because optimizing is a cognitive task in itself. Now, I have been there myself too, okay? At one point, I had an app for literally everything. Timer for work, a habit tracker, reminders every 15 minutes, and all it did was make me feel exhausted even before I had started. I wasn't focusing on what mattered. I was focusing on managing the tools. Harvard researchers explain that our brains need rest, okay, but over-optimization robs us of those breaks. When our brain is constantly working on what to do next, we are literally left mentally exhausted. In recent years, burnout has skyrocketed. The World Health Organization has even classified it as an occupational phenomenon. According to Gallup, about 76% of employees experience burnout at least sometimes. And burnout doesn't just impact our productivity, it affects our motivation, our relationships, and even our health. Burnout is like that heavy fog that makes everything feel slow and so difficult. When we are in a constant state of go, our minds and bodies have no time to recover, and ironically, this makes us even less capable of being productive over time. So, how do we really break out of this cycle? The answer might lie in focusing on intentionality rather than intensity. Here are some strategies that experts recommend to bring balance back into our lives. Solution number one: set boundaries for work and rest. We hear it all the time, right? Work hard, play hard. But in reality, most of us are just working hard and harder. Experts suggest creating a clear boundary between work and rest. Even highly successful people like Bill Gates and Ariana Huffington prioritize downtime. Gates has Think Weeks, where he retreats to read and reflect. Huffington promotes the idea of micro breaks throughout the day to avoid burnout. Psychology today suggests that taking breaks can restore our cognitive functioning and make us more focused. So, taking time off isn't laziness, it's actually essential for productivity. Solution number two, the power of no. Reducing overcommitment. Now, one powerful strategy is to learn to say no. It sounds simple, but it can be transformative, okay? We often feel the pressure to say yes to every opportunity or task that comes our way. But every time we say yes to something unnecessary, we're actually saying no to something that truly matters, right? Psychologist Dr. Susan David suggests that saying no helps us prioritize meaningful work. By being selective, we avoid spreading ourselves too much and too thin. Solution 3, the 80 by 20 rule. Focus on what truly matters. The 80 by 20 rule, or the Pareto principle as it is called, is a classic productivity hack that suggests 80% of our results come from 20%. Instead of aiming to read 20 productivity books, focus on the key insights from a few that resonate. This helps us avoid burnout from over optimization and allows us to make a real impact on our goals. Research backs this up too. The Pareto principle has been shown to help people focus on high impact activities, reducing stress and increasing fulfillment. So, what if productivity wasn't about doing more? What if it was about doing better, about feeling more fulfilled and enjoying the process and knowing when to take a break? The obsession with productivity may feel like a race, but maybe it's more of a journey, one where slowing down isn't failing, it's part of the path. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you found this video helpful, and thank you so much for watching.